Joe don't even know when to hop on no more.
Uncle Neely the big dog, post prime confidant, black 21 in the game, that's the real talk. Neely hold it down, keep the ship on the rails. Chico come through wild, but it's forced up a belt. From Bama to Hawaii, in my crooked letter. Runners are connected, we better together. Big brand, every super check, show love to the crew. Chico break it down, give us something new. Back, smash that light, let you pay rent. Stop the TMR live, we gon' make your day lit. Monday through Friday, same time every week, 2 p.m. out, 4 p.m. This the sports show. Runners ride with us 5 days, we stay true. Hey, hey. Chico drop a taking me, looking amused. Hold it down while the whole room moves. Here we could go left, but the chemistry's still smooth. 2 p.m. out and 4 p.m. east. We never lose. Talking that sports, giving runners the news. Yeah, all live 5 days a week.
Funniest. Freaky Friday, man. TMR Live, BiggDogg Chico, yours truly, Uncle Neely. Man, it keeps on making them intros fresher and fresher every day. Do not forget. Let's start with the end in mind, Chico. Do not forget. Starting Monday, August 3rd, 2 p.m. Mountain, 4 p.m. Eastern. TMR Live. We're doing that to adjust for training camp schedule. That way we can get interviews at practice, footage at practice, and bring them to you. The only place you can get that kind of content. It is Freaky Friday. It is going down. We got Coach Chris Marve with us.
Yeah.
Mount up, Chico.
Yes, indeed. It's time for the runners to mount up. Got Coach Chris Marve coming on just like Uncle Neely just said. We need everybody in the chat right now to join the conversation. Put your city, your state in the chat so we'll know where you're checking in from. And also, put your questions in the chat. If you have any question for Coach Chris Marve coming on, defensive coordinator for the Colorado Buffaloes, hey, all you got to do is join this conversation. Y'all can ask a question right damn now. You understand me? But before we do that, we got to talk about some Shedeur Sanders, Coach Prime. And we might have some Colorado Buffs updates later on in the show for you guys. So stay tuned and hold on. Or we have one right now. Go to Uncle Neely.
Yeah, before we do that.
Okay.
Checking in from Johnny T's, man. Down here, Fair Historic District. Checking in live from Johnny T's, the original home of the pregame show live during the Jackson State coverage days. Got my man Stacks, a.k.a. Frank. So we are up here live in the Renaissance. You see it. The Renaissance
room.
Up here live doing our thing, man. Probably going to get I ain't gonna go Romo, but I'm probably gonna get a little drink, Chico. Probably gonna get a little drink, get some wings or something, you know.
Did you see the Romo video that they doctored up to make him do the Dak Prescott pregame exercise?
Let me tell you something. You know, that's a serious issue. Drinking and driving is a serious issue. You don't want to diminish it. But those damn Romo tests, sobriety tests, have been it's been the best thing hit the internet past week, man.
Oh my gosh, man.
I've been loving them.
Hopefully, maybe he'll make
it's
fun
some creative
of it.
Folks out there, man.
He should make fun of it and do like a breakdown of it. You know what I mean? No, he can't make fun of it. You can't make fun of drinking and driving. You just got to apologize and just keep it moving, right?
Yeah, CBS announced right before we went on the air that he's taking a temporary leave of absence. Their idea, not his. So that did come from the story. You know he'll be back before the season starts, so let's just stop playing.
How long do you think that'll last?
He'll be back before the season starts.
But before the season start, you said?
Yeah.
He's scared.
Man, CBS ain't finna look. Chico, come on, man. Y'all play too much, man. Y'all just play too damn much, man.
I just think they got to give him time to just, for people to forget about this. But for now, this is going to be a meme and things like this. But they'll get over it, dog. They'll get over it real quick, fast, and in a hurry, I think, at the end of the day.
Yeah, he'll be all right.
Yeah.
Big shout out, according to the chat, it's Den Danny's birthday. We appreciate you, Den Danny, been rocking with us since day one.
It's your birthday, Den Danny. Happy birthday, Den Danny. I put a W, Den Danny, or happy birthday in the chat for Den Danny out there in Denubai, California, Central Cali, to be exact. Oh, now. Shout
34 years old.
IE also.
34 years old today.
I think you got backwards, might be 43. or add 10 to the 43, might be 53.
Really 64. It's 64.
And then you add 10 more. I gotta add 10 more.
Help him out. Try to help him out.
Well, look like our guy Coach Prime went up there to see Shedeur Sanders. Of course, it's been news all over the internet where the Hall of Famer Coach Prime went up there to visit his son. He said he got a interesting message from his son that he kind of deciphered that meant come see me. You know what I mean? Let's go to this clip real quick.
Baby.
Said, come here, see my baby.
Sent me the schedule, the practices. So when he sends me a schedule, that means in his voice, Dad, I want you to come see me. I didn't get that text last year. You going straight. Oh. I didn't get that text last year, but I got it this year. So what does a father do? Come see his baby, because I don't know when I'm seeing him again. It's time for us to go to work. It's time for us to lock in. It's time for us to focus. He's already there. I'm there too. We just say practice. We start team meeting Sunday, go to work Monday. Can't wait. I'm excited. I had to come. It's the last time I get to see his face, get to hug him, get to touch him. Physical touch is everything. Bam. Last time you put your hand on your kid's shoulder, hugged him, kissed him on the jaw, told him you love him.
Bam. Do like Willie D would do and do a slow clap to that. I can get with that. What you think about it, Unc?
Hey man, you gotta love it. Parents know their children. I remember Coach Prime went through something similar in his Jackson State days when he was shouldn't have been out the hospital and knew that Shedeur needed him, checked himself out, bandaged himself up, went down to Southern, coached the game, and Shedeur and Shiloh produced miracle plays and won that game down there. So you know your kids. And like he said, he's not finna say, hey, Dad, come see me, or hey, Dad, I need you. But sent that schedule, and they're like, here, here's where I'm going to be when I'm going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Pull up on me. Like, pull up on me.
Show some love.
Yeah. I mean, so Coach Prime, knows, speaks that language, the read between the lines, the unwritten, unspoken rules of parenthood, particularly fatherhood. So shout out to that guy being Coach Prime to go check on, as he says, his baby, Shedeur Shediggity Sanders.
Yes. I think that was dope to see, man. And for your father to even have the ways and means to come and see you at the drop of a dime like that before he gets started at Colorado, I think that's a blessing also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to count all this stuff as a blessing. I remember, it was seems like over a year ago, but it was the previous fall that Alexis was talking to me about DreamCon. I heard him.
Yes.
I heard. Now she know now the way my money works. She couldn't tell me 2 weeks before or a day before that. So she planted that seed back in November, December, and we made it happen. So, man, it's just a blessing to be in your kids' lives and be able to check on them and that kind of thing. So you got to love it, man. Shout out to Coach Prime.
Yes, indeed, man. It makes their day, And Shedeur Sanders also made a kid's day. I saw this post online, and I think Shedeur ran into this youngster in the airport right here. So shout out to him and shout out to his mom, Miss Penix. Said it was really cool for her son to meet Shedeur Sanders, the son of Deion Sanders. And said Shedeur took time to conversate with her son and everything. So, to see things like that, the son gonna remember it forever. You see videos and pictures of like LeBron James with current NBA players when they were this age right here. Jason Tatum, Ice Trey Young in them. And then
you going all over the place and not bringing it on home.
Bring it on home then. Bring it on home for me.
Juju and Cordell.
Juju and Cordell. I mean, I was trying to get there, but go ahead. You got it.
You passed it on the block, and it's a one-way street, so you're going to have to loop around. Every other street one way. I don't know which way you going. Like, damn, Chico, you done passed it. Oh, my bad. Now I got to go up here.
Juju and Cordell. LeBron and Jason Tatum. LeBron and Ice Trey, and so on. Me
and Chico. I remember you walked up with me. like 3 years ago, like, hey, oh man, can I get a picture with you? I said, man, you can get a picture, man, but you know, we really should do a show together. But I'll take a picture with you. You ain't know. Well, you might have posted. You ain't never tagged me.
Oh my gosh!
Why you ain't tagged me, man? Why you ain't tagged me, Chico?
Shout out to Shador, man, and he's doing this thing up there. I got a couple of highlights right here. Shador to Boston, Denzel Boston, the rookie wide receiver, going way downtown, banging on him like a cripple of blood right here. Easky, what?
That would never get old.
Oh, the banging.
Yeah, banging
on. Yeah, we got banged up. Well, you know what? Pause.
I tell you what I loved about that visit too, man, because it's easy to forget about it, particularly when you're around him a lot, or even just see it a lot in the media and see him as Coach Prime or Prime the father. I love Coach Monkey, the head coach Cleveland Brown, saying,
yes.
Hey man, he said, man, that was Deion Sanders.
It was Deion Sanders.
Like, stop playing.
If he was 14, he probably would have Deion freaking Sanders.
Yeah, what you talking about, man?
Yeah, that was dope for him to keep it real like that, man. Yeah, and that's why people,
man, that was Deion Sanders.
Yeah, that's why people can relate to Monken, man. I think that's why a lot of people like him, because he's not staying that straight faced or whatever, trying to just, you know, the traditional head coach. I got to stay, you know. No, dog, that's Deion Sanders. I'm human.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
trying
that.
To force yourself to act like that's just one of my players' dads. Man, stop playing.
Yeah.
Stop playing.
Shout out to Monken, man. And I think Shador is going to thrive under what Coach Monken is doing. Not that, you know, I took my daughters to meet their teachers yesterday, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, when you first meet your teacher, you know, you get that initial introduction. Hey, how you doing? Then my kids walk out all happy and give, oh, she looks so nice. She's so nice. All right. Yeah. She nice.
She's going to be taxing ass in October.
Until you come in here and disrespect or disrupt her classroom, you're going to see a different side of her. If you stay on the straight and do what you're supposed to do, you know, everything will be fine. And I think, you know, take care of your business, and that's how you'll you know, flourish the relationship and keep it the way you want it right there. So it just made me think about that one time.
She nice till she ain't.
She nice till she ain't. And it doesn't, I think what I was trying to bring it home to was, just because they can be human and nice doesn't mean that they're a pushover. You know, they're still coaching, they're still teachers, and they still have expectations of you. You know, you still got to have those same expectations of yourself also, you know, and uphold the morals and the standards of your parents.
Believe that. Y'all know what to do, man. Turn those notification bells on. Get those likes up. Hit likes if you're in here. I don't know why y'all acting brand new. Y'all know what y'all do every day, particularly on Fridays. Check in. Let us know where you're watching from.
Wake up.
Where you're running with the runners from. I'm coming live from Johnny T's, Jackson, Mississippi, down here on Fair Street Historic District, historic club building, all kinds of civil rights activities, entertainers, one of the only places they could perform back in the day, you name it, and the original home of the pregame show live. So with this being the last Friday before I go head off to camp, I said, man, let me go back to Johnny T's and do a show from there.
I love it. I'm hating on the small tip, but I love it.
Ain't no wrong. Chico, there's nothing wrong with hating when you admit it.
And especially like when it's about some good food.
For the people who could just up and say, man, I hear all that, I just don't like LeBron. Cool. But when you try to argue facts and they act like they don't believe the facts, just say you don't like it. And just like you said, man, I'm hating because I wish I can get some of that catfish or chicken or collard greens. Man, it's okay.
There you go.
You ain't really hating when you admit it. You acknowledging that you're human.
Just real talk. You know, real talk. I'll tell you, I wish. Hey, what I would wish for you guys to do is go to the website also. That's called uncandchico.myshopify.com, where you can go there and get some new merch. Where you can rock it while you're watching the game or going to the game. Whatever it is, you can go to sleep in it. You know, go to a movie with it. Whatever, you know, you want to look fly as you can be, go get you some from uncandchico.myshopify.com, you know, and this show is sponsored, of course, by Miss Denise Smith, State Farm agent, and out there in Colorado, Aurora, Colorado to be exact. Give her a call at 303-343-3515. The new website is denisesmithinsurance.com. You understand me? Any updates from the Colorado Buffalo you want to go over before we even go to Coach Marv?
Man, just getting ready, man. It's time now. Team meeting will be Sunday afternoon. Shortly thereafter that team meeting, loading up and heading over to Colorado Springs, to the Colorado Springs campus, checking in there, and then that Monday morning, that next day, camp starts. Will be there for about a full week off site, and then going back to Boulder for the remainder of the camp. You get, I think it's 24 practices before the first game, so you may be seeing, in your internet feeds, your social media feeds, some other schools have already started. That's because they play week 0. Week 1 teams will be starting now, but everybody gets the same amount of practices before their first game. So it's football time in America, man. The NFL teams reported, the college teams are either back or on their way back. And you're less than 30 days now from football, like when you count in week 0.
Yeah. Can't wait to see and hear where Coach Marv's mindset is right now. Also heading into his first season, Colorado Buffalo's defensive coordinator. Got some dogs out there. Many changes on that defense. Pretty much a whole new defense. So we'll see what he's coming with shortly. Hey, y'all make sure y'all get in the chat and put your questions in so you can be a part of this conversation. If you really want to be a part and have your question featured and guaranteed asked to Coach Marv, make it a super chat. That could be of any quantity. We like to get the type of money that jingles, but we'd rather get the type that folds. Make sure y'all get into that super chat and put your question in right there now.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, man, we over here with dog food, but ain't no dog.
You the dog, brother. You know what?
Dog on his bed. He's about to bite your ass too, Chico.
Shouts out to our runner, long-time runner, Miss Aretha Burden out there, Borges City, Louisiana. She just got a promotion, so shout out to her too, man. Give her a hand clap if you haven't already out there, man. Aretha Burden, Miss AB. Shouts out to her. That's a long-time runner right there. Yeah, she man, original runner. OR.
Down since day one.
I might need to, how Coach Prime did the original buffs. We might need to do some ORs out there, original runners with us. You know what I mean? Since the first day, runners mount up. Yeah. Let me see. Hold up. Before we go anywhere else, we talked about LeBron James and the Sixers.
Mm-hmm.
And they are talked about possibly adding Drew Holiday if he gets a buyout from the Portland Trailblazers. Would that just put them over the top? Would that give them just too much comp? Like, what would you think if they added Drew Holiday and they already added KCP to this superstar-studded Sixers team?
When did it become superstar-studded?
Superstar-studded Sixers. When did it become? Yeah. When they got LeBron James and Jaylen Brown? They already had Maxey.
Whoa. Because Jaylen went there first and y'all wasn't saying it was superstar-studded.
They were saying that it was big 3 then.
Wait. Let's
you get 4 and 5. That's superstar studded.
Let's do it in chronological. I'm making a point here, Chico. I'm not saying you're wrong.
Okay.
I'm just saying the superstar studded attributes to the arrival of LeBron James, not them other jokers. Because y'all wasn't saying that in May and June.
Okay. But
it wasn't no stack team then. It wasn't no contender then.
Oh no, they were contenders. LeBron just puts them kind of over the edge. Kind of like when somebody outside playing basketball and hey man, they got all the comp over there. They'll think right now they got all the comp. They're the favorites to win. So if you add another guy like Drew Holiday, will that just make them, hey man, we don't even need to play this season no more, man. This is just too damn much, man. What you think? Chat, what y'all think?
No.
LeBron already has the most, the top selling jersey ever of a player switching teams in his first year with the Sixers jersey that he has right now. It's crazy.
I think they said something, for like the highest selling jersey for somebody to switch teams in that amount of days, something, So there's been a lot of folks going out there grabbing it.
Well, it looked like ESPN closing in on an agreement for a behind-the-scenes documentary series that will be similar to Michael Jordan's The Last Dance on LeBron James of his entire career, as a matter of fact. I think that'll be dope.
Yeah. Hold on one
Lebanon.
second. I had an email issue with Coach Marv. Let me make sure he got that invite.
All right.
Let me do this again real quick, Chico. You go right ahead.
Well, while you're doing that, let's go ahead and pitch it to the Bridger James and let y'all know about the event that's going down August the 27th. Check this out from our sponsor, Mr. Neesmith at State Farm Insurance.
Bears Ears National Monument is on the brink of banning highlining.
The Bridger Jacks Towers in Indian Creek are hard to reach.
You really just have to get down and dirty with the uncomfortable.
The highline on top of them is not done very often.
4 women, 2 towers.
When I started highlining, I couldn't do these projects with all women because there literally weren't enough women in the world who could climb and rig and highline.
It is scary. Don't let them lie to you.
Any last words for the summit?
This is how we're ending our mission.
This isn't going to be easy.
One highline we could only rig together.
Check that out. That's the women's cut, August the 27th at 5:30 p.m. Happy hour starts at 5:30 p.m. The screening starts at 7 p.m. And they're celebrating the women of the community and everywhere that's going on with the Bridget James event at the Dairy Arts Center, August 27th, 2026, 5:30 to 8 p.m. After party at 8:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. And that's going to be dope. Y'all check that out, man. The flyer is on the page. Check us out on Instagram. Y'all should see more info there. You feel me? All right, we got Coach Marv. He's trying to check in, look like.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I think he
send it to him again.
uh,
He just requested another send, so he'll be with us in just a second, y'all. No diggity, no doubt.
all right. Let me see what else is going on as we scrolling on Twitter. I was up this morning early and checking out some of the Browns footage, checking out Coach Prime up there in where they're having camp at in Cleveland, right outside of Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
And just wondering, like, and they showed him showed somebody trying to get an interview with him, and he, you know, respectively declined, right? He was sitting up there just watching, and I'm thinking, what can Coach Prime bring back to Colorado that he might be learning up here in Cleveland? Because he's not just up there watching, you know what I mean? I think he's up there like, what can I take back, if anything, to my guys in Boulder, Colorado? Because the first couple years he was there, it was all about doing things the NFL way. I think now he's kind of, molded it to where we still got to develop some of these guys now. He's understand we got to develop some of these guys now, and also bringing in a lot of more high school players now. So, what do you think he learned up there in Cleveland, if anything, before we go to Coach Marve real quick?
Nothing. I think he might have got some affirmations, but when you have played for the Dallas Cowboys, the Atlanta Falcons, the San Francisco 49ers, the Baltimore Ravens, you may have gotten some affirmation that things are still the way they used to be, but I don't think he went to Cleveland like, oh my God, this is something different. Let me take it back. Absolutely not. That's not to suggest that a coach can't continue to learn something. I'm just saying everything that he has in his portfolio already was probably just reaffirmed that it's still taking place in the league versus it being something new.
Absolutely. Appreciate you. Well, we can go to our guests now.
Yes, sir.
We got all of our runners out there that we have.
We got no other than our defensive coordinator from Colorado checking in with us a couple of days before camp starting, taking the time out to get started with us because Chico, work don't care who do it. Work just want to get done. We got Chris Marve with us. Coach Marve, come on board.
Let's go, baby. Coach.
Hey man, I like that quote you just dropped right there, man. That was a pretty smooth line, bro.
I can't remember where I heard it from. It was you.
Oh yeah, man. How y'all doing, baby?
Doing good,
brother.
Coach.
Good, Coach. Appreciate you.
Man, I appreciate y'all. Happy Friday to you.
Same to you. Same to you. Yeah, Friday, before we really get underway Sunday with the team meeting, then heading off site for the first full week of camp. Before we go to that, how has the summer been? How have you been since spring ball to now? What's the progression been like?
Yeah, I'm great, man. There has been objectives that we've had for each segment, right? You have the segment right after spring ball that you assess, you evaluate. How can we progressively get better? And from a teaching standpoint, expectation, communication, leading, relationship development with the players and amongst each other, because we're still kind of a new staff in some ways. And then once the summer rolls around, okay, how can we deploy the things that we just talked about, right? So a couple of segments there that we wanted to make sure that we improved as a staff, but also that our players could receive the information in a way where they could go apply it and do so on a consistent basis. So there's always room for improvement as it relates to coaching and teaching. And that's all coaching is, right? Making sure that you can teach information and that it's clear, concise, but also, man, that it's compelling, right? That it compels them in a particular way to go out and perform and do what you're asking them to do. And they're motivated and inspired to be the best versions of themselves, man. So that's what it's been. So you ask about the segments of that and also the summer when you look at them in concert with one another, man. I like the growth that we've had. Obviously, the unique thing about the sport that I get to coach and the sport that we all love is that you see things and you watch the change and growth in young men, and you hope that it's going to present itself in the way that you want it to present itself when football is played. But ain't no football getting played, right? You got to put them pads back on. You got to run around. You got to slam into folks. You got to sweat. You got to go through an 8, 9, 10 play drive. And then you can really see as a coaching staff, who we are as a staff, but also who the players are individually, but then also collectively. So I like the young brothers that we have, man. We have some good kids who are hungry, who have the right mindset. I know that coach has talked a lot to you guys and in other places about how that has been a very intentional approach in terms of developing this team and how this staff, and not the staff, but how this roster was put together. And man, you can see it. So, but now it's time to go play some ball. So I'm excited about it.
And Coach, on that going to play ball tip, I'm sitting here, Jackson. I get back to Bowl on tomorrow, but we are Walter Payton days. That's 34 days away from Georgia Tech. Y'all had a staff retreat. You talk about coming close as a staff. What do you want to see these next 34 days? So when we get off that plane and we're going over to Georgia Tech, your defense is ready.
Yeah, a great question. So again, we got objectives in this particular segment of fall camp, man. We want to have identity fortification. I've talked on here a couple of times about what our identity is and who we want to be as a defense, both as a staff and as a unit. Whatever 11 is out there, we got to make sure that how we play football is more important than what we do. The second thing is making sure that we deploy a system that is effective, right? That is situationally appropriate, that we can play smart and do so in a way that that's effective to us. It ain't about the ball that I know. It ain't about the systems that I've coached in or that I deployed at other. It ain't about that. It's about the roster that we have right now. And can we look at it with clean eyes and with sound minds and spirits and say, okay, are we better than we were when we started? Is the system that we're deploying the best system to help us effectively go out and play good defense to help us win games? Because that's all it's about. Like, our mission is winning, and our objective is to deploy the most effective defense to accomplish that mission, right? So it ain't about if I'm a 4-2-5. It ain't about if I'm a 3. Can we put the best dudes out there who can do it the right way that it needs to be done? That's based on our identity, who we espouse ourselves to be, to help us win. And so that's the second objective, man. And then it's about really knowing what our identity is, fortifying that, deploying the most effective defense in terms of system blind. It doesn't matter. It's 4 down, 3 down, whatever it is, right? And then making sure that it ain't just about the best 11 players going out there, right? But our 11 best. So as a unit, what is the best unit that we can put on the field? I mean, we've all seen teams that have a collection of talented people at every position. Well, those teams don't always win, right? Because the chemistry and cohesion of talent matters now. Don't mishear me. Yeah. But the cohesion and the connection and the consistency of a group of 11, that's imperative, man. And then once you know that 11, who are the rest, right? The 12 through 22, 23, 24, 25, that they put on that black and gold and step on the field. you got great confidence that they're going to replicate or embody the identity we talked about, and they're going to be consistent within what we're trying to deploy, whatever that system is, right? So that's what it's about for fall camp for us, man. Identity, deploy the best system, and who are the dudes that can get it done. That's what it is.
Yeah. What are some other ways you're trying to find those dudes to get it done? Like, before the pads come on, before you step in between the lines, what are ways guys can separate themselves?
Work ethic. I don't care what field you in. I don't care what sport you playing. Work ethic. Work don't lie, man. Like my brother just said, work don't care who do it. It's just got to get done, right? So work ethic is one thing, certainly as a separator. I think that you can assess in different ways. As educators, we employ Kahoot sometimes. We'll do old school, or we'll draw some stuff and ask the kids to do this as a homework assignment, bring it back to us, and see what they know, right? Do you know what you do? Do you know what the guy next to you does? Do you know what all 11 on the field can do, right? So you can really in real time assess what a young man knows. Get up in front of the room and teach us the structure. What do we call it? Why do we call it that? Okay,
Yeah.
coach us where your eyes are. What is your run responsibility? What is your pass responsibility? What if they line up in this? What if you see this? All these what ifs, these questions. And, some young men are able to articulate it in a way where it sounds like, man, this young brother's gonna be a coach one day. And some young men can't, but they know what to do. It's on us as coaches, man, to be able to read between the lines and understand, does this young man, how we taught it, the information that we're asking him to recall and go apply, does he know it, right? And so that's one thing. But then, I'll tell you this too, man. I'm not into classroom or Zoom All-Americans. I ain't into that. You got to be able to go out there on that field and get it done, man. Them dudes are cool, but anybody can sit in this chair I'm sitting in with the air conditioning blowing, pressing the remote and talk. It's different when you got another grown man coming to trying to put something on you. So that's what I'm talking about. We talking about slamming into people. So we slamming into folks. Okay, can you do it consistently? Can you do it within the framework of what we're asking you to do? And can you do it in the way in which we're asking you to do it? Right. So you can assess all day long. We got to get on that grass.
That's what I'm talking about. You hear that, don't you, Unc?
I heard it. And if I'm not mistaken, I heard it from Vanderbilt's all-time leading tackler. So I think I'm gonna settle back and just get me a Zoom All-American jersey. And
see what I'm saying? See that separate. See that's how you separate the.
Chico, I know my role. Like my role ain't grass. My role press box.
Yes, indeed.
I just saw a highlight of Coach Marve smacking the quarterback in the face.
Man, that must have been like analog, man. I feel like that was forever ago, dog. I do. If I'm being honest.
Does it feel like that long ago? When you actually was strapping on the pads and stuff?
Man, so I think this year make 15 years. So man, it's been quite some time for you, boy. Quite some time.
Oh yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Damn.
Hey, y'all, like longer for me. Y'all remember the chat? Y'all allowed to ask questions. Super chats make it to the screen. Definitely get read. We'll try to get all the others we can. Coach, we just talked about your playing days. Now your coaching philosophy, what you look for. Not Zoom All-Americans, but on that grass. You also have your hands on the linebackers, but the total defense, of course, as coordinated is yours. What group has given you that extra juice that you like? Okay, I can't wait to see these guys.
Yeah, I think the defensive ends have done some really good things. I don't want to leave anybody out. I mean, because each position has had a few guys to really showcase and highlight some things. I've been on here before. I've talked about physicality. I've talked about effort. I've talked about playing smart and playing fast. You got guys at every level of the defense doing that. So DNs, we got a couple cats. We have some linebackers. We have some experience who really embody what we're looking for. A couple guys at safety. A couple of guys inside, and the corners too, man. We got some guys who are skilled and hungry, really hungry. I've joked. I'll talk about Cree right now. I've joked with Cree like we need to get him an office up here. How much I've seen him up here, right? And man, that is, and that's the standard, right? How often can you be in the building trying to soak up information in terms of if you're really trying to grow, then you need to be around the dudes who are gonna water you, right? And so that's what So he's one example, and there's some other young brothers who do the same. We're trying to continue that, and but man, I've been impressed with some guys at each level of the defense, to be honest.
Nice. What about those guys you're working with closely with the linebackers? I know you don't want to single anybody out, but as a unit, how are they coming along?
I think they incremental progress, man. Day by day, day by day. I think we got some guys who are hungry, who have seen a lot of ball. The thing that I'm excited about is that even though they've seen a lot of ball, so I'm talking about Gideon, I'm talking about Tyler, and I'm talking about Leonga, and specifically, they've seen a lot of ball, have played a lot of snaps.
Hmm.
They don't approach the game that way. And what I mean by that is that they ask for extra help. Over the period of our vacation, Gideon actually reached out to me and wanted to get on Zoom and talk through some plays, some questions that he had during the summer. Man, that to me, that reeks of a guy who really not reeks, but that smells of a guy who really wants to be excellent in his craft, right? And so
Yeah.
we talk about defensively. That's one of our standards, to operate with excellence, right? So maximizing your internal inputs so you can maximize your external potential for impact, right? So that is what I see with him. With T Dollar, man, that's what I call Tyler Martinez.
Yeah.
Very, very intelligent, hyper productive at his other
Mm.
places, man. But is so humble, hungry, man. And so I really love that about them. I think if you cut on the tape, all those dudes can play. It's about playing within the framework and doing it to the best of their abilities. And we got some young cats in the room, and some other young brothers who are working and pushing them three. But so yeah, we're hungry to see where those guys will end up after camp is done.
Coach, you're a new coordinator for this team.
Yeah.
Coach Mirren's a new coordinator for this team. And similar conversation we had before, you two, at least during the spring and throughout the building, seem to have this competitive juice and bringing out the best of each other and going against each other and conceding nothing while making the team better. What has that working relationship been like with your counterpart on the offense and iron sharpening iron?
It's just exactly what you said, man. Iron sharpening iron. They give us a look that we kind of talked about, but it looks a little bit different, and it makes our guys hesitate for a count. I'm like, man, this is unique and innovative. I've never seen anything like this. So it's because of the uniqueness and the approach that he has in terms of deploying an offense, but also just how he sees the game.
Mm.
I'm a lifelong learner, man. So I have no qualms and I have no ego about going next door and say, hey, man, what made you guys do this? Why do you do this? How do you see it this way? What do you call it? Why? How are you attack? Man, that's pretty cool. I think you should do this and maybe even put this spin on it because this is what it does for us defensively. And it's similar, the inverse of that occurs too. He jokes with me all the time about some of the stuff that we do defensively that causes issues. And man, so that makes the relationship not only fun, but it also makes the relationship one that is also encouraging growth on both sides, right? I think if you're a football coach and you live in the world of, hey, this is what we do, this is how we do it because we've always done it, I think you're asking the wrong questions. You are responsible for asking why we do these things. And if you can't justify I mean, that's in business, right? That's in teaching, that's in fathering. If you don't have a rationale why you do something, you only do it because that's how you were taught, or that's what you think. You need to be able to justify why you're doing it, and to be able to have somebody across the hall who's been as successful as he has been, it has been really good, man. Because you know that stuff works. That's that on that.
Let's take it to the fans real quick, Chico and Coach.
There you go.
CJ2 Prime 4.99 super chat. Appreciate that, CJ to Prime. He says, Coach, your defense is an extension of your leadership. When CU fans watch it this season, what do you hope it says about you?
Great question. I think, and I know that our identity will be on display, period. And again, it's about how we play, not what we're doing. So violent and aggressive, relentless effort, playing fast and playing smart. That's what you'll see.
Absolutely. Coach, you gave another quote right there with the triple L's. Lifelong learner. I like that. Y'all need to take that and put that in your back pocket and keep it with you forever right there. Can you just expand on that a little bit more? Lifelong learner. No matter how many accomplishments you have, still a lifelong learner.
Yeah, I believe in having a growth mindset. Some people have a fixed mindset. Some people have a growth mindset, and I fundamentally believe in, man, trying to see the positive in things, but also how can you find a solution to problems as opposed anybody can point out a problem. How can you find a solution, right? And so I think in order to problem solve in football, in life, manhood, insert whatever construct you want to insert. How can you figure out a way to figure out a way, right? And so for me, man, it's about gathering information, right? Gather information. And then sometimes you want to retrieve that information because it's applicable, and sometimes it isn't, right? But as you mature and as you grow, hopefully we all do that, right? As we mature and as we grow, like you can distill what information is relative and what information is not. And so I say all that to say, man, I've just realized, you know, gathering information and learning and bettering myself is something that I'm always just gonna do because I believe in that.
I can get with that.
That's the Willie D slow clap we get.
That's a slow clap right there. You know about Willie D.
Yes, sir.
All right, yeah, one more super from the guys out there. You kind of touched on this one. Let's see. Lil Pitt, $5 super chat. Coach Marv, what do you see in those freshman linebackers?
I see talent, man. I see talent. I see length, size, want to, and talent. But talent don't mean nothing unless you get on that field and produce, right? So that's my job and responsibility to get those guys ready in the appropriate fashion, right? Because I just talked about those old heads who saw a lot of college football. For us to expect and y'all to expect them to play and be as productive or as poised as them old heads who've seen a lot of football snaps playing against grown men for a long time, that's unrealistic. But also, if they have talent and they can produce, right, it's our job to get them on the field, right? So that's part of it. Them young men also have a challenge, right? Can they put in the work and the time so that they get the opportunity to play, right? Training and grinding and studying, that gives you the best a chance to get on the field. Well, when you get on the field, you still got to go do something with it. You got to go do something with it. So we see talent for sure. They wouldn't be here unless they were talented. So I'm excited to see what camp will bring about, man, because we like those young brothers.
And Coach, let me ask this from a growth mindset standpoint and parlaying what you just touched on with your younger linebackers and overall defense.
Yeah.
Like you said, you got talent. We recruited talent. We signed talent. We got talent. Is August about seeing who you can trust, like in the situations, and that's how you derive who's going out there? Like, I've seen this guy do it at practice, so I know he can do it in the game. Or what is your mindset to like who actually gets these spots and goes out there?
Yeah, man, great question. So I think what you need to look for, you're looking for three things, right? So I think you're looking for the mental aspect of the approach, the appreciation, and the what a young man can process, because football is all about processing to some degree. You're looking for the physical aspect of what can he do, how can he do it, how does he help us win, right? And maximize his strengths and minimizing deficiencies, right? And then you're looking for him to consistently perform, because anybody can process information and go practice and be lights out on day one, but can he do it on practice 10? Right. Anybody can go make a play at practice. So looking about the physical aspect of it, but can he make the same play, right, and process that information when the formation looks different, or when they motion somebody, or when it's tempo, right? So that's the mental aspect. How does he perform under pressure? How does he perform when he's fatigued? And then, man, you just got to be consistent, because I got to know what I'm getting. We got to know what we're getting. We put you out there, right? Because if we put you out there, we put our name on it. We're saying that you can, and we believe in you. So, I mean, you MJ, let's talk about MJ, right? It wasn't about if MJ could, you know that he would.
Yeah.
Because he did it all the time, right? So there isn't a doubt about his consistency, but he also had the talent and he had the mental aptitude, right? And the will to do it over and over and over and over. So that's what I'm looking for. And that's what camp gives us the opportunity to reveal, because it's designed in a way to physically strain them, to mentally strain them, and to force consistency out of them, or reveal if they are consistent or not. And then it's our job to figure out the way where we can challenge, we can teach, we can develop, so that they become that way.
Yes, indeed.
Love that.
So do your part at such a level that people decide to follow you. That's a quote from you. What does that mean?
Leave no doubt. Leave no doubt. Ambiguity, where there's lack of communication, right? negativity fills the void. All right.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? Okay, how does that apply to
Man.
what you just asked me, right? How does that apply? It applies because if I'm inconsistent, if I don't bring it, if we're not prepared, we're not organized, we're not clean then that's ambiguity. And so what fills the void? Negativity. And so negativity feels manifests itself in a bunch of different ways in ball. Like you can look on the field, dudes don't know what to do, or they're not playing for each other, or they're not giving their all, like we just talked about, right? So my job is to be the best version of me, be excellent, maximize my internal input so I can maximize my external impact, right? So that's what I got to do. But if I want you to follow me, I got to be consistent in that regard. So that's all it is, man. Leave no doubt. Leave no doubt.
Leave no doubt. I love it.
Well, there's no communication, Chico. Negativity fills the void. Like y'all could take that to your business, to your home, to your kids, to relationships. Like that fits everything.
Yeah.
Got to communicate. Got to over communicate, Coach.
When you ask people who have, I was gonna say, when you ask people who have broken up, what could you have done better in your relationship? First thing they say, communicate.
That's right. That's right. And I think the thing I really want to point to is that it's not just the verbal communication, but it's your actions. And so that goes back to what I think you were asking me. So your behavior, what I see and what y'all see in me, it has to be congruent with who I say that I am or who you say that you are. So that can y'all know body language speak louder than words do sometimes. And I tell the guys all the time, we see as coaches, we see better than we hear. So you ain't got to tell me nothing. Go show me.
And that's one of Coach Prime's go-to is when he's in staff meetings, he says over and over, believe your eyes, trust your eyes, believe what you see.
That's right.
Yep.
They're showing you who they are. Believe what you see.
Yep.
Let me ask you this, staff-wise, even before you guys had this retreat, and you can even take it post-retreat, one of the things I've noticed about this staff that Coach Prime has put together, a lot of you guys have not known each other long or at all. But it seems like the chemistry, and maybe that's because from the agreement on what the goals are, it seems like the chemistry, y'all have been together for years and years. What is it about this staff, whether it's your defensive staff or the totality of it, that has just helped y'all click and just run from day one like you've been together before?
Yeah, I think it starts with the top, man. Coach Prime has brought in, whether they're new on the staff like I am this year or men who have been with him in the past, he's brought in phenomenal men who don't have ego, right? Who have the competence to do this at a really high level, but also have the character that they could do anything in the world, but choose to do football, right? And so, man, I think when you have men like that in the room, you can get a lot accomplished, man, because we all are submitting to the process, and we understand what the process and what the end goal and the objective is. It's not about being right; it's about getting it right. So that's the energy we on.
Not about being right. It's about getting it right.
I don't even know why we at Chico. We just put him all by himself.
I know why we need to sit here and listen. Just put him by himself.
Y'all clowning on Friday.
He don't need us.
Goodness gracious.
Coach, where do you see? Like they looking at this camera, right? They see Coach Marve. They see the Malcolm X frames. You chill. You had this even keel demeanor. You know, you right here. But I've been in meetings with you, and I've been in the sideline huddles with you. When you hit that switch get hit. Like, where do you get that where you just it's go time and you go?
Man, that's the Memphis in me.
It's in you, not on you.
I think that's period on that. It's the Memphis in me, man. But what I'll say is also I think it's how I was raised, how I came up. You know, I think I know I'm a short linebacker, and so I always had to play with an edge, with a chip on my shoulder, because I was always out to prove somebody wrong. And so I know, because how football has changed my life because of that approach, I know how I can change lives for these young men too, right? So it's a way, it's a certain way you got to do this thing. You got to respect this game, and to your point, I am one way off the field. And I am one way in the classroom, and I am one way on the field. But I'm the same person. Like internally, like my values are still the same, just how they present may be different, right? But I'm the same dude. I don't change as a person. Who I am is who I am. And I hope this message goes out to a lot of coaches out there, man. You don't have to change to fit into anybody's mold. You're enough to be who you are. How you deliver the information to make sure that it resonates, to make sure it looks a certain way. That's what we got to be mindful of.
You've also expressed in front of your players, in front of the entire team for that matter, that we're going to start off as men, so we're going to address you as men. Like nobody's going to disrespect you. Like we're going to love you, and it's going to be tough love, but nobody's going to treat you, in a way that insults you. Why is that important to you from a coaching standpoint?
Yeah, I never liked the coaches who demean other players. Just because you're in a position of authority, you're trying to demean a player who made a mistake or who wasn't attempting to make a mistake, or who made a poor choice. Usually who don't attempt to make poor choices, make mistakes, right? I never appreciated that, either when I was young or when I was an older player. I'm talking when I was really young, before college and when I was in college. I didn't appreciate it. But then as I grew up, as I matured as a man and no longer played, what I realized is that coaches that do that, it says more about who they are than what the player actually did. Right. So I don't believe in that, man. So I don't think that's the right way to lead.
Yeah.
That's it.
Hey, I like when you're in the huddle and you address every position group, letting them know, I need you here, situational, it's third down and short or whatever like that. Just talk about being in the middle of that huddle, like whether it's a timeout on the sideline, third down is 16, whatever it is, just keeping your guys locked in and focused on those situational awareness, I guess you could say, keeping them focused and aware and understanding what's going on the football field.
Yeah, man, great question. So again, a part of our identity is playing smart, right? And so in order for them to play smart, we're responsible for teaching them certain things. And then also we have to coach in a way that demonstrates intelligence, right? So what is the huddle? Why are we huddling? Why is there a timeout? It's an opportunity to regain composure, to regain poise, and to mentally prepare ourselves for this physical engagement we're about to have once this huddle breaks, right? So if that's what it's for, okay, based on the timing of practice or based on the time in the game, how can I communicate to them in a way that effectively launches them so that they can go do what we asking them to do, right? So, but if you don't take a step back and realize what the huddle is, just guys over here getting water and we're just gonna scream at them, I think that's a poor approach to having an opportunity to prepare them to go do what they're capable of doing. And that's not a jab at anybody, that's just what I think. I think, again, going back to, I think earlier in this conversation, why are we doing what we're doing?
Yes.
Right? Why is this occurring? What I say, so that steers in a lot of ways what I'm about to say, how I'm about to say it, because some huddles, you want to give information, you want to communicate, and you want to launch them well, but being up 21 in the first quarter in the huddle versus the game is tied 7-7 in the fourth, the framework of that huddle is the same, but the message I'm delivering and how I deliver it may be a little bit different.
Yes, indeed.
And Coach,
Love
before
that.
we go to this next super chat from a viewer, in that vein, are you a press box guy? Or are you the sideline guy? Which one do you?
Sideline all day.
Yeah, you got to touch them.
Press box.
I got to be there. I got to be there. I tried to be in the press box, coaching linebackers at a different institution. I was knocking coffee over, and so I had to get out of that press box. But I can't be confined on game day. Can't be confined.
I got you.
Yeah.
C Maven AI with the $10 super chat. Appreciate that. C Maven AI says, Coach Marv, you said that first classroom scared you worse than any SEC lineman. When a kid on your defense is that scared of failing, what do you say to him that you wish somebody had said to you?
Great question. That y'all went to the trolls for this question. I think the first class for everybody else, like the first classroom that person is referencing is when I started teaching, and when I was teaching, because of the program I was in, you went through the summer boot camp. So I nearly actually taught in the Delta, man, for a summer, and it was fourth graders. And it was my first classroom, and it was
And,
fun to say the least.
and the mosquitoes was something special, wasn't
Oh no, I saw a deep truck every 5 minutes now.
it?
It was off the chain. But I say that to say, man, that was much more intimidating because it was a new environment relative to me playing football, right? Scared, I wanted to make sure I did right by those kids. So with that, given that context, same as now, I want to make sure I do right by these kids. So
Yeah.
every kid is different. If I'm talking to you about why you made a mistake or or repeat offender making a mistake, how I approach kid A may be completely different with kid C, because our relationships may not be different, but their triggers might be different. So I have to be not strategic, but I got to be knowledgeable on how I'm effectively communicating to this young man so that he can get the most out of this opportunity that he wants for himself.
Yeah.
Got one more for you, Coach. Many more to come if they're out there. But Patrick Williams, 3927, $5 super says, Coach Marve, will you be making adjustments from zone to man based off what teams give you on offense?
Yeah, so we want to, as best we can, dictate terms defensively, right? And I know that sounds good, but also it's based on the matchups that we have. That's what football is. It's a matchup game. So we believe that we're going to deploy the most effective defense that we can. We're going to play a certain way, and based on a situation in the game, based on what the matchups are, based on what we need to get done in a particular versus a particular opponent. You could go from zone to man, you can go from man to zone. You can have a combination of a zone man coverage at the same time, right? And so it's going to be about deploying the most effective defense that plays how we're going to play.
Yeah. Coach, you might be the best person to ask this question right now because you're seeing that go-go offense up and close and personal with Coach Brendan Marion. And a lot of people have questions about the run game. A lot of people like us, we're excited about the run game. Can you talk about what you've been seeing from that offensive side of football as far as the offensive line and the running backs and what's maybe to come from that running game of the go-go offense of Coach Brendan Marion?
Yeah, so I don't want to give away too much of Ball Coach B's sauce, but be ready to watch now. It's gonna be it is a lot to prepare for. I'm not telling anybody something that people can't see on film. It's a lot to prepare for. It is impressive. And I think the way that they coach on the offensive side of the ball, they're espousing and imparting the same type of things and mindset that we're doing defensively, right? And so it all starts from top down. We're gonna have smart, tough, disciplined, and fast players with character, right? And then once you segment the team up between offense, defense, and special teams, how can you make it look how it's supposed to look? And it's gonna be good, man.
Yeah.
Well, so I'm gonna tell you this, and it's no pressure because you know what you and I do under pressure.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing to us. But we have had a discussion in past shows recently about what we were most looking forward to. And I went on record from my personal opinion. I said, people think they know the go-go system. They've seen it here and there, but what we don't know is, this Coach Marve versus Colorado. So I've gone on record to say I can't wait to see our defense in action. And I believe it's going to be that thing that people leave those games and go, man, we got a damn defense.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Well, I want to leave the game saying that too. So we want the same thing.
Right.
We want the same thing, man.
We got to come up with. We say we're going to come up with a name for your defense after a couple games or so, Coach Marve, because you got the go offense. So we're going to coin Coach Marve's defense.
Okay. I leave that to you guys, man. I appreciate y'all.
Longtime fan and supporter of the show. Also the boss. We used to see him all the time with his dog as we walked to practice. His dog since passed away.
Dog.
Yeah, but we got Dennis still with us, his dog Bruce. Yeah, Coach, very inspired about your story overcoming your hurdles growing up. I'll attach a question to that, like your upbringing and moving around, that kind of thing. How has that prepared you for this moment?
Yeah, so you don't like those things when you're young, right? Because you want what you think you want something that you don't necessarily need. What I didn't realize is God was preparing me to coach, because my ability to move, establish or connect with folks in a different community when we did have to move, prepared and equipped me to coach and connect with kids from all over the world, right? Yeah. So he was prepared. What I didn't always realize was for my good. Man, God don't make mistakes, man. So yeah, so that's what I appreciate about that experience, because now it helps me in what I get to do every day.
I told you, Chico. I don't know why we're here.
Hey man, we here to listen and
Could just
learn.
gave him the login and said, "Man, do what you do for an hour." Coach,
We are
can
lifelong learners. That's what it is, and we learned it
let me
today.
tell Coach something.
Yeah.
And Chico in the audience something that Coach Prime told me about you.
Okay.
I think says a lot about you.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Prime told me that back this spring, he was dealing with some stuff and was gonna have to take a day or two, and he called you and the OC in, and he told y'all what the deal was, and he said, "Man, Neely, would you believe the first thing out this brother's mouth was, what can I pray for you?"
Mm.
Not necessarily that moment, but talk about that mindset of why you are enabled to tap into that spiritual sense and stay grounded in that manner to know that's what people need.
Man, because I've lived long enough and experienced enough life, and I'm not an expert at all, but I've lived long enough and lived enough life, seen enough life, to where I know what it's like when you're not connected to that. And that's not a place that I ever want to be in again. And I don't want anybody to have to live a life with that kind of void. Because man, when you try to control everything, or you want to act like you in control, God will humble you real quick. Real quick, man. So, so for me, being connected to that and making sure I'm intentional about that. And that is a part of my identity, and not just internally, man, because my faith is private, but my the way that I live is public, right? So I want, I'm not ashamed to let people know that I believe, and that it's a big part about a big part of who I am as a person and as a man. Yep.
Yeah. Super chat again for C Maven.
One
Love
more.
that, Coach, man. Yeah. C Maven, $10 super. Appreciate that, Coach M. You mentioned this earlier, but help us understand your view on the terminal sequence, the final 6 to 7 minutes when fatigue rises, structure breaks down, chaos enters, and games are truly won or lost.
Yeah. So I think the understanding of that process, right, and the approach to that process happens way before you get to that point in time, right? And so you have to deploy your people within the limitations of their capacity, right? And so what does that mean? We have to put our players in that position way before we get there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so we have to assess mentally, physically, and from a consistency standpoint, how do we withstand this particular situation in this moment in time? Did we do well? Did we not do well? And why? Again, that's the question you're gonna hear me ask a lot. Why? And then, because once you know that, once you gather that data, once you get that information, now you can deploy a plan of action. And now you can now start to fix issues, continue down the pathway and make a solution better, or you can continue to dig, and so that you can be what you needed to be. And so, without diving too deep down into like, what am I going to call minute 4, fourth quarter, game on the line, because that's all relative to who's in the game, who we're playing, what's the score, where we are on the field, where are we playing, home or away, who's been playing well, who's not. All of those have all these other variables. It's about that process. How do you prepare for that process, the decision making as you get to that place in time, and the plan that you have, and if that plan is working, why is it working? Or if it's not working, what's plan B and what's plan C, and what's the process to deploy those plans?
Yeah. Cool. I have one question before we go, Coach. If you had to wear some on your chest, would it be consistency wins? Would it be doing numbers, or would it be hunt all day? Which one you
Hunt
choose?
all day and put violence on the back. Violence. Put it on the back.
And put violence on the back, baby.
I got a feeling you might be getting one of those, Coach. I got a feeling.
Yes,
Much
indeed.
love. I appreciate you guys, man.
Yes, sir, man. Appreciate you
Thank you,
stopping
Coach.
by, and we'll see you Sunday for sure, possibly Saturday. But looking forward to camp, and we know we'll be interacting through the next 34 days as well, man. Appreciate you stopping by, dude.
I appreciate y'all. Travel safe, man.
Yes, sir.
Later.
Thanks once again.
Coach Marve is in the building, Colorado defense coordinator. Man, you got to stop playing, Chico.
I'm playing with him.
Yeah.
Hunt all day, baby. He said it, hunt all day.
Yeah. Speaking of hunt,
Chico,
Chico,
for y'all.
yeah, what y'all don't understand, if my man Johnny T drop these wings off while Marve was talking, and they just been sitting over here.
You've been sitting over there waiting the whole time, bro, about to bite your lip off of. I'm glad I already ate for the morning, because I'd be mad as hell right now. Those lemon pepper barbecue.
Some kind of barbecue and then some kind of honey chipotle or something. I don't know.
Oh,
I know they're good.
Teriyaki.
And a little drinky drink.
All right, I'm finna get right over there. Hey, we appreciate everybody.
I'm finna get Romo. I'm finna get Romo.
If you came through with a super chat, we really appreciate it. If you guys go to the website, we appreciate that also. It's unclechico.myshopify.com, where you can go there and get you some merch, and also automatically enter into a chance to be on the sideline and join Uncle Neely on the sideline with a picture and just a different perspective of the game. Pre-game of the sideline of whatever game you decide to come to. Or if you're just watching at home, take a picture, snap us or tag us in the picture that you have snapped at home, and we'll feature you on our website, on our social media platforms, and on the show right here. Go to unclechico.myshopify.com and get y'all some. We appreciate y'all joining us for another episode of TMR Live right here from the middle of the ocean and from Johnny T's in Jackson, Mississippi, the home of the best wings and everything that you can eat, whether you got teeth or not.
Hold on.
Would you watch it down with one more time?
Rick James.
Yes.
So it's got some Romo in it. So I'm gonna get my Romo on.
Well, get your Romo on.
Don't forget, y'all. Starting Monday, August 3rd.
Monday.
New time. 2 p.m. Mountain, 4 p.m. Eastern. That way we can bring y'all interviews like this, post-practice highlights, post-practice interviews, the only sports show with access to camp. So
Real ting this. If you're on Twitch, if you're on Kick, follow your dog, BiggDogg Chico. Type that in, BiggDogg Chico. 4Gs. Follow your dogs. Also, if you haven't joined mybookie.ag yet and use the promo code BiggDogg yet, you need to do that ASAPer. You're missing out. Whether you're betting on WNBA, NBA, NFL, college football, you're only 34 days away. You might as well get on right now and join in. We got a live casino going right now. Also, at mybookie.ag, use the promo code BIGGDOGG and get you some. Rick and Romo. Rick James gonna make you feel like a Romo up in this thing. You feel me?
And do that DAC on my hips when we get out of here.
You're gonna be feeling like that. You're gonna be nice and lubricated by the end, ain't it? You know what? Yeah. Damn.
No.
Until next time, it's gonna be up and about his name. Peace in the Middle East. Yeah, you be shit.
Hey, yo,
Let's go.
better together, big brand, every super check, show love to the crew, you can break it down, give us something new. Stop the TMR live, we gon' make it daily.
You're a dirty motherfucker, man.
I actually did try to do that, but it was funny.
Runners ride with us 5 days, we stay true.
Stay true.
Drop a taking Neely, looking the muse. Hold it down while the whole room moves. That you could go left, but the chemistry's still smooth. 2 p.m. Mountain, 4 p.m. East, we never lose. Talking that sports, giving runners the news. TMR live 5 days a week. Funniest in town. Ain't subscribing. Sit your ass down.
Get your ass down.
Hey, runners, grab your snacks, grab your meds, grab your patience.
Get your ass down.
Chico about to lose his mind in 3, 2.
Get your ass down.
They're going. Why you giving me this, man?
Get your ass. Get your ass.
You give me this,
Get your ass down.
like, subscribe.
Happy birthday, then, Danny.
We read everything. Deion live.
Happy birthday, then, Johnny.
It's that auditory butter, we go. It's that auditory butter, baby.
Chill.